Wow, welcome.
Welcome.
Patricia McDougall on the scene with my girl up in the house. Look who we have with us. I'm going to let her tell you who she is because I already know. How about that?
Okay, my name is Denise Mitchem. I'm here with my girl, Patricia McDougall.
She's
Um,
in the house.
just in
She's
the
in the
house with her.
house.
Happy to be here.
She's an Atlanta star. She's in Atlanta, DC, New York, California. Who's who, where's where, and what's what. Well, we did a lot of events and we just want to share them. So, what do you have to say? I'm so happy she's here with me
I'm
today.
happy to be here with you, Patricia.
Live in person, my girl.
Yeah.
So, let's show some pictures. But first, we want to talk about just a couple of things we went to this year. So, we're going to show a few pictures. So, this one right here, I'm going to let my girl tell us who and who's who.
Okay, so here we have Rosario Dawson here with us at the Many Rivers Festival with Harry Belafonte last weekend, supporting his vision on equal rights, voting,
Yes.
and Freedom Act.
Right, it's
And it
right.
was a music festival to engage young people to get out and vote and exercise their right to vote. So we had about 25,000 people in Atlanta
It was
last weekend.
live, yeah.
It was really live. It was really great, and we had some great performing artists there. So
Yes, and we'll show some of the pictures too. And you can see all the signs that said "Justice for Freedom." I mean, they had it was lined up. I mean, people came out from all over. I was really impressed. I actually drove up for the day just to be a part of this major event. As you can clearly see, all the people. But we're going to get to all the good photos here and show you who and who was there with Harry
so here we have
Belafonte.
Ty
Yes.
Dolla Sign and myself and
Hmm.
Leah
Yep, representing. He was on there
representing.
performing live. It was an awesome performance as well. Leah backstage, I had to show her because she was on the set taking up pictures for me. She was doing her thing.
That's Ty Dolla Sign performing on stage in front of 25,000 people.
And you could see them left and right. And they were coming. It was early in the day and it just got a little later.
Leon from the Temptations performing.
Yes, and it was live. No doubt about that. And my man up in here, hey, we was well representing, as you can clearly see. We were in the house. And of course, I'm over there with Leon with the Temptations,
Oh,
right?
absolutely, absolutely. And
Now,
here
who
we
is
have.
this? Hill and
Oh, we
who?
have my son Philip Mitchum. We have Molly Music and Hill Harper, and I am so happy that Hill was out there supporting. I was out there supporting him on the. I'm actually on the board of his foundation,
And the name of his
and
foundation is?
Hill Harper
Of
Foundation.
course. He's always doing something. He's always here in the DC area. And this right
Here
here?
we have my son Philip, myself, whose company is called Amnesia Events,
Okay.
and then we have Molly Music, Maddie, and Leah.
And if you like those glasses that Maddie has on, she's selling them. That's right. She sure did. She told me to take one, but she's going to mail one to me. So if you want one, you can get it.
And this is part of the mansion that they had. And this is Danny Glover here on
He
stage.
represented well. Yes. That's right. He was doing his thing. He was letting people know about human rights and everything else. Absolutely.
Here we have Maxwell with Patricia. Oh
You
my
hey,
God,
you
he's
know I had to
actually on.
get that picture.
He's on tour now with Mary J. Blige, and it was so good for us to be there with him. And then here we have Harry Belafonte singing after 12 years of not singing.
Isn't that
He turned
amazing?
90 years old
Yes.
last weekend.
Yes.
So
Or
it's
going
really,
to be
really.
90, I think.
No, he's 90.
He's 90?
He's
Oh my
90.
goodness. What?
90. And I'm traveling to Panama with Harry Belafonte in November
Wow,
on
that's
our Caribbean
awesome.
Business Conference.
Wow. Well, that's me, of course. I had to get that picture quick because I
Harry.
had to get that smile with
Yeah.
Harry. I love the picture. And
Ty
look,
Dolla
oh
Sign and his
my
manager.
God.
Oh my God.
What do we have here?
Chris Tucker and Patricia, of course.
Chris was in the house representing, and look at him. He looks fabulous for his age.
90 years old.
Wow.
90
Oh my
years young.
goodness. And Lee, I always have to represent. I normally don't put a picture up with me and her, but I had to share it because she was in the house holding it down
She
as
was
well.
at Morehouse Glee Club in the house. 3 of my sons are Morehouse men.
They
Give it
represented,
up.
they actually
They
performed on
represented.
stage. So, it was definitely live up in there.
Yeah,
What?
it was really, really
And we
good.
do have what are we going to show?
Aloe
shortly?
Black
Aloe.
performing. It was so great for him to perform there.
And as you could see, the crowd got a little thicker as the night went on.
Yes, it
Awesome.
did. Yes,
Oh
it
my
did.
God.
Here
And
we
look
are.
at, oh,
Wow, it was so great.
Who was in the
That
house?
was in the house with Susan Taylor, my wonderful cousin. We are the Weeks representing from the islands.
She was going to call in, but I guess we can't get her to call in today. But that's okay. We'll get her. We'll make another round
Susan
for
will
that.
do it next time. But this Susan Taylor and Pat.
She gave me a big hug. Wow, that was a nice shout out for her. We
Yeah,
much
it
love to
was.
Susan.
Ambassador Andrew Young and Leah.
Ain't that a
An
cute?
icon. Former
That's
mayor
right.
of Atlanta.
And look at
Ambassador to
this.
the United Nations.
That's
And then
right.
we have Guapoli here with Harry Belafonte performing. She was phenomenal.
And Leah's in the house, and
Yeah.
Denise up in there too, as you can see. Now, who is this? Now, I know.
Good friend of mine, Common.
Common.
Absolutely wonderful, wonderful man. His daughter's actually here at Howard University as well.
Wow.
A
Wow.
freshman this year.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Wow. Well, I'll have to meet up with her. So many people joining Howard this year and participating in the activities in the school, and I just love it. So let's show another picture here. We have some more to show. If we can go to number 2. It was at the Kennedy Center, right? Now, can you tell us a little bit about that?
So the Kennedy Center honored musicians, and it was actually a event done by Quincy Jones, a really good friend. They asked him to come in and provide the music for the opening for the African American Museum of History and Culture. So here we have the Tuskegee Airmen on stage, honoring them. Most of them are in their 90s.
Yeah.
These are the last living Tuskegee Airmen
Oh, yeah.
they have here.
Oh, yeah. So they was definitely
And
representing.
we have Gladys Knight performing on stage. It was phenomenal.
Oh, my
We
goodness.
had, it was a full star-studded event evening. President Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, First Lady, were in the house.
Yes,
Oprah
they
Winfrey
were.
and Stedman were in the house.
Who was there? So we definitely representing
so we had,
there.
Billy Aaron, Hank Aaron's wife, there, and we had Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, and we had let's see, Jean Baptiste.
Everybody. So let's move it along because we're up for time. So let's go to number 3. It was a women agendas. That was CBT. We're going to go back to that. That's Leah. She was at a CBC Women's Agenda conference, and Girls Inc. was in the house. Those were the students. And as you can see, Leah was in there representing for the Girls Inc., holding it down. They had conferences, and actually Hillary was in the house too. She actually spoke right before that conference, so it was kind of cool. And so we'll show some more pictures, and that's our mayor
At
representing.
the Black Women's Agenda Luncheon.
Was it-
Famous Black Women's Agenda Luncheon, always a sellout.
Oh, my
Major
God.
corporations, Vivian Picard, who was chair of the Black Women's Agenda. And we have Lonnie Bunch, who's the organizer for the African American Museum of History and Culture.
Yes.
And we raised the money for the museum. And then we have Susan Taylor.
Yes,
as
yes,
well.
doing her thing. And the next one right there, this is the
Oh.
one. Look at Denise
oh my
in the
God,
house.
Here I am. And Leona Bridges, who's in charge of the fund for California. She's in charge of
And
about
Jackie,
$1 trillion of
Jackie
money. And then Jackie,
Rowan.
Roland Martin's wife, Jackie.
That's right. She was in the house representing. So we wanted to share those very quickly. So we're going to move along to the next group of pictures. I know we're moving kind of fast because we're up against time, but we're going to go to number 4. How about that? There was a lot going on there. So there's so many different events in CBC, and actually we came out of representing. So my brother was there holding it down, and I was at various events. I mean, so many I can't even name. Say it again. Yeah, and so, and that's my brother Jamel. He was in the house. He was taking pictures. And so he was at one of the events there, and as you can clearly see, I'm being represented here at one of the events as well.
He's the president of the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation.
He was there.
She was.
Oh, she was there, yes.
She's the president.
Oh, we're in here, in this picture right here, yes. But we're going to come back to her.
Yeah.
That's right. She was in the house holding it down. As you can see, look at this. Look at you, Denise. Now, who's all these pretty ladies here?
Okay, so that would be Georgia, who was the president of the AT&T Women. And we have Oscar Joyner, Tom Joyner's son.
That's
Patricia,
right.
Isabel Cottrell, founder of Proline Corporation, sold it for a lot of money to Alberto Culver.
Yes, she did. Wow, that's awesome. And the outfits you guys had on is fabulous. And that's my brother Jamel holding it down. He was actually at the Women's Summit. So he was doing his thing. We even have a picture
Chef
of Huda.
Oh,
Yes.
my young, beautiful, fabulous cousin, Chef Huda.
She was in the house
On the
representing for
scene
CBC. So she was on the
with-
scene.
Yes, and with the singing gospel star Tasha Smith.
That's
On her
right.
side.
That's
And then
right.
here we have the Wilborn sisters with their fashions that are just stunning. I actually own a lot of the Wilborn sisters collection.
Sounds like me too. And as you can clearly see, we actually had an opening.
Congresswoman.
That's right. With the congressman, they actually had
Diane Watson out of California, an icon.
yes, and my girl Denise and everybody. Now you know.
That is Michael
I had to put
Baisden.
Michael Baisden up there because you
Michael
know
Baisden is-
he is off in. I mean, he is off the charts.
He really is. He's a nice guy. He's done so much, and
And as you
everything.
can see, this one here,
On the
this is
honor,
another event with surrounding the CBC. This is the 20th annual celebration of leadership in the fine arts.
with Diane.
Yes,
Warwick
Dionne
was in-
Warwick was in the house.
With
Definitely.
Cecily Tyson.
There
was
she
there
goes.
wearing her fabulous B. Michaels collection.
Oh
out of New
yes,
York.
she looked totally, absolutely beautiful. And these were-
Congressman Hank Smith,
Yes.
one of my good friends, Malik Yoba.
he was in the house too for the CBC. He was one of the breakouts, and
And
you can
there's
see our
Michelle.
beautiful Michelle and
First
Obama,
Lady
president
Michelle Obama,
and
President
first.
Obama.
Yes, we were definitely represented, and you could see. I was up close and personal. I was actually sitting on the floor right in front, so
And this
just
is his
wanted to
last
share
term
that.
Speaking as president for the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation this year. And
That
I will
is-
so miss him.
Oh my goodness! So we're going to show the next set of pictures very briefly as well. That was right after. I think it's 5. It's some major events. That's what it says, but it's some continue on for the CBC events as well. And you can see them here. So this is a duplicate. This was one that Madeline actually put on over at the Women's Democratic Club. She had some speakers here from, I think it was France. And so, as you can see, to Bria, I'm probably saying it wrong, but anyway, she did a wonderful job in by coming here. She's actually running for president of her country, if I'm correct. The lady on the right, and that's another CBC. I know you know the lady there.
That's Charlie Rangel there.
Yes, and he was walking around. That's my brother again in the house. He's always taking pictures of women. My, unbelievable.
And president and chairman of the NAACP, Rosalind Brock.
Yes, they were in the house representing, doing their thing up in there, walking through.
Chairman
So
of the board, NAACP, and Sheila.
that's right. And I had to get a picture of Sheila with
Sheila-
that beautiful thing around her neck. Oh my goodness, look at
Congresswoman
that.
Sheila Jackson Lee out of Texas.
That's right. She was in the house representing as well. So we want to give a shout out to them too. So now we're going to move. Well, you can see that's the museum. The art museum is right across the street from the convention center. Yeah, that was very nice. As you can see the picture in the middle, we can all tell who he is. And this is the NPA.
National Newspaper Publishers Association, which is chaired by, let me see, Ben Chavis.
Chavis, that is correct.
Ben
Uh-huh.
Chavis is president of an NPA, and there he is right there in the photo.
That's right. As you can see, it's beautiful.
Charlie
That right
Rangel.
there is a gorgeous picture. Oh my goodness, I had to
Charlie
share it. Yes, actually, they were doing their thing up in there, and you could see everybody was being awarded. And
There's
Charlie
Carl
was
Rodney, the owner and founder of the Carib News, on the board of the NNPA Association.
That's right. And look who we have here. We're all up in the house.
Congresswoman
That's
Eleanor
right.
Holmes Norton.
Right. She's doing her thing. That's right. And then we got some brothers here. Hey, they represent the black banks. So that's all I'm going to
Omarosa
say.
in
Yes,
the house,
Omarosa was in
representing
the house
The Republican
doing her
and
thing.
Donald Trump.
And those are my girls out of L.A. Give a shout out to Barbara. And, of course, we had to share some other photos of my other girls and guys. And look at who else. They're doing their thing. So just wanted to show some stuff and show some pictures and give a shout out to all who are in the photos representing. And my man, he's always in the house doing
we
his
didn't
thing.
show the ones with Quincy Jones.
Oh, we have those
at
as
the,
well. The Quincy Jones ones, yeah, those are the ones that's coming up. Let's see if he didn't put them in the package there. The one with the number 2, the History Museum.
Yeah, we did the opening. That's the Billy Aaron and
Mm-hmm.
myself and Congresswoman. Sheila
Okay.
Jackson Lee. And it's myself, Cookie, Samuel L. Jackson, LaTanya Richardson, his wife.
All right, and you can see who now. Who is that? That's
Reverend
your.
Dr. George Holmes.
Yes, these might be the pictures here that
These
he's
are the
going to
pictures
show.
here of Vice President Biden that I took. I was down front. I was able to get some really good
Yeah,
pictures
she
of
was
her.
sitting right in the front. We had a little video, but you can go to her website to actually check it out. She was having Obama dancing, and everybody who was dancing, weren't
Oprah
they?
Winfrey, Obama, and myself, and Valerie
That's right.
Jarrett, Secretary of
And what
Chief-
event
Chief
was
of Staff.
this?
Oh, this was a great, great event. This was brunch with Robert Smith, who's worth $15 billion.
There he goes.
He
There
gave
he
$20
goes.
million to the
With the
African American Museum.
congressman.
Here's my cousin Mark Clark and Beverly Johnson.
They were in the house representing. That's right, absolutely, doing their thing. And this is Leah. She actually was in the new museum,
Yeah.
and so we just wanted to give a shout out. She was
Some-
there with
the mothership.
the mothership. Yes.
Patricia.
Now who is that?
Kobe Bryant came in. He and his
She's
wife
like,
gave $1
Kobe's in
million.
the house.
Kobe's in the house. Kobe gave $1 million to the African American Museum as well.
Yes, he
Dave
did.
Chappelle and Patricia.
That's
John
right.
Lewis and Patricia.
That's right, in the house representing. So oh, that's your picture right there with Quincy.
Quincy, good friend of mine, invited us to a couple parties that he was having. He actually hosted a party that we were invited to at the Ritz-Carlton, which was really, really great. It was
All
great to
right.
be there with Quincy.
So can we just show maybe one or two pictures just from the Roland Martin event? I just want to give a shout out to him as well. That's number 10 to show. Well, that's right there is the Ralph International Brunch Building. They had a visitor from Africa, some queens. Absolutely stunning, beautiful. So I want to give a shout out to the ladies that came in the house, the African Beauty Queens. Let me break it back down. And they came to Howard, and I stopped by to take a beautiful picture. And then Roland was in town this week, and he was representing as well. So he had a large crowd. I mean, so many people. I mean, it was amazing. So they're on tour. So I want to give a shout out to him too. And then moving right along, as you can clearly see, he was well represented. I had to put that picture there, even though one of the backs are turned, because it just represented.
Roland and his wife, Jackie.
Yes, and it's her
Jackie Hood
organization. That's right. So they was out there representing. And so not to change it, but I just want to show one picture of us. After all of this, we actually took a boat ride. And so if you can just put those pictures of the boat ride up there. That was kind of a fun one. So if we could just show that very briefly, that would be awesome. Remember the boat ride that we took?
Yeah.
After all of this, I was so tired, so burnt down. She goes, let's just go for a boat
Darian,
ride.
yeah.
And I said, I guess I
wanted to
can
give a
do
shout
that.
out to
And isn't
Darian
that-
Brown for taking us out.
We
in
were actually-
Baltimore on his boat.
Yes, look
Just
at
to
Denise.
unwind and
Isn't
just
that beautiful?
relax, just
Yeah.
to-
From a long week, we had to go. She said, let's go. I said, okay, let's go. But it actually turned out pretty nice. And we dragged Leah along, even though she slept downstairs while we just sat there. And there he
There's Dan
goes.
Brown.
Darian, thank you for letting us come on your boat and chill and just have a wonderful time. And we actually toured Baltimore, right?
Toward
Downtown.
Baltimore.
So that was
Really
kind of
beautiful.
cool. So I just want to give a shout out. So we just want to show, and I know we have one more minute, but we want to thank you
it
for
up.
listening in for Patricia McDougall, celebrity photographer on the scene with my girl Denise in the house. And I'm so happy that she's here. So thank you so much for coming out.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, and so we just want to play the video, if we can, to close it out with, and number 1, and that would be awesome.
President
So
Obama.
thank you.
Yes. Just